technical recruiting, IT staffing.
Yep.
Very exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is 2013, 2012.
Yes, you graduated 13. Yes.
2013. I got a job right out of school doing what my mom does, following in the footsteps. And that is right when I started my social media journey.
Yes.
That exact time was like, that's when I started YouTube. Hey, dude, come over here, buddy. Come here. He's whining. And I worked at a company for a couple months. And then one day I got fired for filming a YouTube video in the office. I take that back. Filming a 3-second clip in the middle of a day of eating video, eating a gummy worm and a Diet Coke in the office. 3-second clip.
That's not exactly why they fired you.
That is why they fired me. Well,
No.
okay. They didn't like that clip. And then I don't want to tell the whole story, but they basically didn't like, I was very derogatory on my channel. I was saying, F this, F that, F this.
And Joe and I kept telling you you needed to stop that.
I know. I did clean my app. It was the best thing that happened, but I got fired.
Yes.
They couldn't tell me this for my YouTube channel, but I got fired from my YouTube.
Yes.
And I called you.
The day, next day.
Just hysterical.
Yes.
Because I thought my life was over.
Yes.
I was literally looking up police academy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and I had already missed the time frame of like when you can apply for that because I was like, my life is over. I'm a loser. I got fired. And what went through your head when I called you?
I told you so. But so anyway, I said, all right, Max, let me make a call. And I sent an email to another recruiting agency and somebody who followed you and he'd seen you and he knew of you. And he and I had known each other for years through the business. And I just sent an email and I said, hey, are y'all hiring any junior recruiters? And the next thing I knew, my phone was ringing on my desk at work and it was him. And he said, is Max looking for a job? And I said, yep. He goes, tell him to call me. Send his resume. And he goes, that other company, they just spit them up and chew them out.
They do. And 1 week later.
Or chew them up and spit them out. That's it. Yes.
1 week later, I had a new job and it was half a mile down the street from my old job.
Yes.
And it was way cooler.
Yes.
Great people.
Thanks to Mom.
Thanks to Mom. Mom literally,
Connections.
It's like I got in trouble and I called Mom and you saved me on that.
They say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It is. Yeah. And you started my journey of a recruiter. I worked there for 3 years. Eventually I moved to DC. We're this whole timeline of my life here. And
I was devastated, by the way, and I know that y'all went to DC because Chase was following May.
Yes.
And
I moved even further away from Mother.
Oh my God, I just cried.
And now I'm living in
Texas. Because I loved having you boys in town.
I was like 30 minutes away.
I know. I loved having you guys.
So
I loved seeing you guys.
You got the phone call one day saying I got fired from my job.
Yes.
And then you got a phone call in July of 2016.
Yes.
Saying, Mom.
Joe and I were in Lowe's trying to pick out appliances for the house we were buying and remodeling. Yes.
And I called you. And what did I say on that phone call?
You said, I want to quit my job and do YouTube full time. And I said, okay, hold on. And then I told Joe and he goes.
Now keep in mind, YouTube is not what it was now.
Nothing. And Joe said, tell him he needs to have 6 to 12 months salary in the bank before he can think about that. I went back and I said, Max, I said, okay. Because there were things I wished I had done when I was young. And my mother and I were so close. We were best friends. And I think my mother did not want me to leave home. Most parents are like, leave, leave, leave. I would come up, my best friend and I, we were looking for apartments in Richmond and you don't need to move out. Here, you don't pay anything. I wanted to join the National Park Service. Yeah. I wanted to work in Philadelphia and I wanted to do tours around the historical sites of Philadelphia. I loved the history. My mother poo-pooed that. And there was something else I wanted to do. And my mother's like, oh, you don't need, she wanted me to work in the doctor's office up the street in Hopewell. And that's what I did. When I told her I was moving in with your dad, oh my God, she bawled. I mean,
they don't want the baby
and I was
bird
22.
To fly the nest.
She was devastated. And so I regret not working for the National Park Service. And I regret not moving out into an apartment with my best friend. And so the fact that you were going to try to take that opportunity and chance, oh my God, yes. But I wanted you to have the financial backup to be there.
You were hesitant.
Yes.
You were like, are you sure?
Yes.
You know, I had $100,000 saved up at that point.
God. I can't. I don't even know how. Oh my God.
So when you were saying like,
And you were how old?
I was 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had $100,000 between EverForward and my personal. This is like all the money I had in the world. I had like $100,000. So I like knew financially. I had been tracking my finances for the past year, and I was making $8,000 between EverForward and I was making no money on social media. It's essentially just EverForward, but I was making like $8,000 a month for like 12 months, and I tracked that for a year while working to make sure that like for a year I could. So it was a very like strategic exit. It wasn't, I had 3 months of good months. It's for 12 months I monitored my income.
Okay.
And then I saved all this money up, and then I quit my job and I started doing YouTube. I opened a gym, and then, the rest of my journey is, people can find it online.
What is going on, guys? I am Maxx Chewning, your host. I hope you enjoyed this little clip. If you want to see the full, magical, lovely episode, just click the link down in the description or search Don't Be Sour on your favorite podcast streaming service. And remember, thank you for tuning in.